Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Make sure you hit the likety like button on the way in. So I don't know how many of you have actually seen this show yet, so I don't want to give away any spoilers. But because I talk about a lot of ratchet reality TV shows and a lot of conspiracies and dark energy, I wanted to lighten the mood today to talk about this wonderful, and I do mean wonderful TV series on Netflix called Forever. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was so good to me that I was able to just sit down and watch every single episode without moving. Okay. That's how good it was for me. From my understanding, they now have a second season, which is going to be amazing. I'm kind of curious, though, where they're going to go with this actual series, because now we have the two main characters that will probably be in separate states, which is going to be interesting. But again, I'm here for it. But with that being said, I wanted to really discuss uh, just how wonderful this show is and how important Black women are to storytelling in this industry. Because if you notice, compared to some other stereotypes that I constantly see in movies or TV shows, unfortunately, a lot of those, especially for like Black TV shows, Black movies, a lot of those are written by males. Okay. This was actually created by Mara. I believe I'm saying her name correctly. She actually is the creator of the show The Game. She is also the creator of the show Being Mary Jane. She has a history of being in this industry for, I would say, about a good 20 plus years. She also used to write for this show called Moesha, for those who are around my age when we used to watch Moesha. So she's been around. Girlfriends is another show. She has an impressive resume, and now she has another winner under her belt with Forever. Forever is pretty much a teenage love story, coming of age story about two teenagers from Los Angeles, different walks of life, different sides of the road, the world when it comes to Los Angeles, but both from Los Angeles. And they're navigating life as teenagers and being in love. And I know for me, it made me go down memory lane. Do we not remember that first time for us? First time thinking we're in love, first time for everything. Yeah, we definitely do remember those times. At least I do. And just how they're navigating the world. This takes place starting in 2018. And unfortunately, this is when social media and of course cameras on phones and everything else is like major. I am so grateful that I grew up as a teenager before all of that happened. Okay, I can't imagine trying to be a teenager now navigating through the world. But with that being said, this story is about Justin and Keisha. Keisha comes from a single mother household, but a very smart girl. Even had a full ride to a top private school in the Los Angeles area. Is an athlete, but a very intelligent girl, doing excellent as far as her grades are concerned too. And her goal is to just get a full scholarship to Howard University. So with that, she is definitely a girl who is absolutely beautiful. And I love the fact that Mara made sure, and I think this was on purpose. If you ask me, my opinion, it was on purpose. She made sure she had a beautiful chocolate girl as the lead role, which I absolutely love. Thank you so much, because I get tired of seeing the same ish over again. So yes, Keisha is a beautiful chocolate girl. And then you have Justin, who is a handsome young man who actually grows up in the Hollywood Hills. Okay. He comes from money. All right. and it comes from a two-parent household. Just think of the Cosby Show, the Huxtables, but in the Hollywood Hills. Okay, that's where he comes from. What I love about this is that while you have them from two different worlds, they both have their struggles. One has their struggles financially, especially amongst other things, where he may not have a struggle financially, but his struggles show that no matter how much finances your family can have, certain things just can't be fixed. Okay. They may be able to provide you more resources, but at the end of the day, it's not a fixer for every single thing. So I appreciate that. And that was definitely on display for this actual show. Now, you guys let me know. Make sure you hit the like button, double tap the screen, or hit the three dots and hit the like button. For those who are listening, if you want me to give some spoilers, I can. But honestly, I just highly recommend it. Just watch it. I don't care if you're black, white, you know what I'm saying, Hispanic. I don't care if you're Asian. When I tell you, if you ever been through that first love experience and a teenager trying to navigate the world, this is a show for you. Okay. So it's just literally, thank you, Danielle. Hey girl, it's just literally one of those shows that makes you laugh, it makes you have memories, it makes you cry, it makes you frustrated, it makes you upset. All of those things that you look for. This is just one of those good quality shows that we haven't had in a long freaking time. I'm just gonna say it. I'm going to say it. We have not had a good quality show like this, especially for the Black community that are Black-based lead character roles, in my opinion, in a very long time. I love the fact, now again, don't get me wrong, I don't mind the urban hood, shoot 'em up, bang, bang type of shows. Clearly, I watch Power and other shows. I watch Snowfall. What I appreciated about this one, though, is you don't have any of that. You have the typical teenager beef, but you don't have any of that shoot 'em up, bang, bang. You don't have any of, you know what I'm saying, territorial, gang territory stuff, which definitely is big out here, of course, but it's not that type of conflict. The conflict is very innocent to a certain extent. And that's what I appreciate about this. You don't have the violence and all of that stuff that we typically see in our urban shows and movies. Also, you didn't have a lot of stereotypes. Now, y'all know I talk about stereotypes. I talk about the Mammy character. I talk about the Buck. I talk about the Uncle Tom characters. Yeah, didn't see none of that in this. Thank God. None of that in this. One could say that, you know what I'm saying, Keisha's mom is a single mother, but that's just reality. You have people in every community who come from a single parent household. You know what I mean? So I appreciated that it was completely rid of the stereotypes and just truly about just that authentic, feel good, emotional story and how we felt when our world shattered, when it was our first teenage love and things happened. And while now we're probably looking at it as in, oh my gosh, thank God I did not marry that man or that woman. Or literally is like, well, it was just a learning lesson. I've learned so much since then. Regardless, we remember that time, how we felt when we got cheated on, or there was a breakup, or, that person chose this person over you. You remember those times. Everybody remembers their first, I think, is the slogan for this show. And we all do, whether it's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's good or bad. So I will say just certain things that, besides the things I told you I absolutely liked. I like the fact the major conflict is something that seems to be very big, extremely big when it comes to social media and these camera phones today. That becomes a major conflict in Keisha's world, okay? I really hope I don't do any spoilers. If I do, I'm going to put spoiler alert like once I'm done with the live, because I really want you guys to see it and then come back and give me your comments on how you feel about the show. But she goes through something with someone that she thought cared about her, and she pretty much deals with it on her own because she doesn't want her mother to know. Her mother is a struggling single mom who's doing it on her own, who is making sure that she gets the best quality education there is, and she has to pay for that education. Unfortunately, because at one point she had a full scholarship to another private school. So catch that. And that's all I'm going to say. She had a full scholarship to another private school and ended up having to leave that school. And now her mom has to pay for another private school. But either way, her mother is making sure that she gets the best quality education. And because of that and the struggle that her mother is going through as far as money and things like that, Keisha does not want to tell her mother what she's going through. She kind of keeps it to herself. And of course, her now boyfriend, Justin. But I absolutely love the fact that they use kind of this modern day drama that a lot of these teens are going through. A lot of these teens are going through the drama, the social media drama and video drama that hell I didn't go through when I was growing up. So I definitely love that fact. Now, interesting enough, they end up meeting at a party, but they knew each other in the past. Okay. Now, I will say this. At first, when she comes on the scene, when she sees Justin, Keisha remembers everything about Justin, but Justin doesn't remember everything, like nothing about Keisha. He didn't know who she was at first. But I also feel like that's a girl thing too. Girls, we tend to remember things better, have memories like no other. We can remember people from elementary school, kindergarten, or whatever the case may be. And sometimes boys just cannot, especially with Justin in particular when you watch the show. But I was like, damn. I was like, damn, like she know everything about him. And at first I was like, girl, back up, let him know something about you. But again, this is high school, and yes, she definitely has a good memory about him because they played a lot. They were friends. Hey, Patrick, I've been watching over the weekend. Thank you. And that's one thing I feel like we have in common is that I feel like the women and the men both equally enjoy this show. That is what's so special about this show. I have not seen any of the men saying, like, I feel like both sides, the women and the men, thoroughly enjoy this show. And this is why I say it is so important for Black women to be able to display their storytelling, because I just feel like they try their best to wipe out a lot of stereotypes to a certain extent. And if they do have certain stereotypes, there's layers to that character. You know what I mean? Like there's layers to them. And I just feel like this is why it's so important to have more Black women who are able to create their own shows. Now, this was an adaptation of an actual book, I believe, by someone named Judy Blume, and she actually took that book and created this. But either way, I think it was just absolutely done with perfection as much as possible. Now, nothing is perfect, but I think it was done with absolute perfection. But yeah, so Keisha knows him, and instantly, they pretty much googly eye and fall in love. Now, here's the thing that I will say, and I'm curious to know now that we have a season 2 coming up, and you guys let me know what you guys think about this. I'm curious to know, did Justin really start? Because of course, when he saw her, he saw a beautiful girl, you know what I'm saying, and he was smiling, and he's kind of shy. He did say, this was like his first girlfriend. But I'm wondering if he was feeling Keisha because Keisha was feeling him. Think about that. Think about that. Was he feeling Keisha because Keisha was feeling him and was willing to approach him? We know that Justin is a shy, very intimidated. He does have his social issues, and even though, I'm saying, there were other girls who were approaching him, but Keisha took the time to actually talk to him like, yes, I know who you are. I see you, you know what I'm saying, versus just seeing this, cute Black guy. But it does make me wonder, did he start really going after Keisha because Keisha approached him and was interested in him? I would like to know y'all take on that. Either way, I'm still loving it, but I would like to know your take on that, because there are people out there that they start feeling someone because that person already approached them or was feeling them in the first place. But with that being said, I love his family dynamic, because when I tell you, his mother is a college educated, overbearing, overprotective Black mama. Whoo, child. Flashbacks. But yes, very overprotective, overbearing. And his father is a chef, owns his own restaurant. Definitely, though, seems like he gives that he's around the way. And from my understanding, the background, what we know so far is that he is from New York. I don't know if he's from Queens or Brooklyn, but he actually describes why he named his restaurant the way he named his restaurant based off of where he's from, which I'm curious to know in the next season, how in the hell did his daddy and mama meet? Because honestly, they seem like total opposites. I don't even know where they could have possibly met at. I don't know. I don't even know if they told us how they met, but he has an issue with communication. And so when he has an issue with communication because of certain things that are going on in his life, his mom seems to be that overbearing parent that wants to think for him, make decisions for him, while the father is like, let him grow up and be a man. Love that, because I think that is the natural thing that we see, especially when it comes to mamas and their boys. Okay. That's how daddies are with their girls, but mamas are like that with their boys. So I definitely appreciate the dynamic. And I love the contrast with the families, that at the end of the day, both families are rooted in love. One just has, more resources than the other, but at the same time, rooted in love, both of them, going to these private schools. But interesting enough, Keisha has been going to these private schools because she truly is the brainiac who literally was able to get scholarships because of her brain and her athletic ability. Versus Justin, it's very obvious when you see it, he got into those schools because of his parents' resources. Okay, that's how he got into those schools. So yeah, so definitely, I also love the fact that we see a contrast as far as how they also navigate in their own world, where they're around people who look like them, whether it's their Black family or their Black friends, versus how they navigate in worlds of people who don't look like them. I felt that was very important, because when I tell you, when I come on here and y'all hear me cussing and acting a fool, is because I got a code switch all the time. I have to code switch morning, noon, and night. So when I get on here, I can relax, relate, release, and you probably wouldn't think I have an education at all. I do, but I just like to be able to sit up there and cut up, because I can't do it. And anybody who knows, who's Black, who's a minority, we have to continuously code switch. We can't be ourselves. We can't do it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I love the fact that they showed how they navigate, because Justin, he goes to an all-white school, and he feels the pressure of that. He feels the pressure constantly of that. And he feels the pressure of how everyone is staring at him based off of, how he learns or what he's doing or how he looks. He's constantly dealing with that. You know what I mean? That's a constant issue for him. I love that, because that's what we do have to deal with. You rarely find people in the Black community that work with nothing but Black people, live with nothing but Black people. There's a certain place where they're going to eventually have to step over to another side, and they have to navigate outside of their world, their normal world that feels comfortable to them. Okay. But the problem is, Justin don't really, while he loves his family, he doesn't feel comfortable either way. He doesn't feel more comfortable in the school with the majority white people in his school, but he also feels out of place at home too. You know what I'm saying? Which I also love the fact that a lot of people would assume, because he comes from money, it would be the total opposite. Keisha got her stuff together more than Justin. You know what I'm saying? Now, she has her flaws, and you will see that, but she has her stuff. She knows what she wants to do. She knows what school she wants to go to, and she has a plan, and she's sticking with it. Justin, that is not the case. You know what I mean? That is not the case. And so I love that because, of course, I think people assume because people have money, everything is great and everything is all planned out and there's no worries or there's no, but no, that's not the case. And I love that. They were able to execute that very, very well. I also love, let me see. I love Keisha's mom. Now, I will say Keisha's mom to me was very realistic. You know what I'm saying? Keisha's mom being a single mom, or just in general, a lot of times when you have moms who have daughters, that's like your daughter, but also kind of your bestie. But especially from my understanding, like in single mom households, you kind of have a mixture of, I'm your mama, I'm your bestie, you know what I'm saying? We're going through this life and navigating this life together. I also love how realistic it is that her mother is struggling so much that sometimes she does kind of lash out at her child. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so, when you see certain things or whatever the case may be, hopefully you will understand why she would be frustrated. But I love the fact that they navigated that. Justin's mama, and I guess for me, I was rolling my eyes a lot because triggering, like just, you know what I'm saying? Like FYI, I definitely came from, my mother is very overprotective and was a little bit overbearing when I was growing up. Love her though for it, because I think she realized, especially with a lot of the family members and people I grew up around, I could have easily gone either way if she didn't keep her foot on my neck. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it, but definitely it would be moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, like asking to go to a party and it would be like 50. You'd be like, damn, like I don't even want to go to this party at this point because you asked me all of these questions. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, but she is, that overbearing mama. That mama who feels like she needs to talk for her child and her child can't speak for, you know what I'm saying, herself or himself when he's a teenager at this point. So she definitely, gives me those vibes. And as well as his father, very chill, you know what I'm saying, black man that be like, chill, like you worry too damn much, like calm your ass down. So I definitely appreciated that. Dang, there's like, I don't have anything negative to say about this show. Like I really don't. It was just a wholesome, just a good vibe with a lot of emotions. I really thoroughly enjoyed the show. I watched it, like I said, straight through, and then I watched it again. So that should tell you, especially my crew who's been here for a minute, y'all know you only got 5 minutes with me on a show, and I may fall asleep and then that show starts watching me and I'm knocked out on the couch. So the fact that I was able to watch this show straight from beginning to end and did not stop, and then I watched it again, it, to me, especially when y'all know I'm a movie girl, I'm a TV girl, it was really good. And again, let's look at the black women who have created shows within the past just decade alone and what they've been able to bring to the table. We have Mara with this show amongst her other shows. We have Issa Rae. Insecure was a huge hit. This kind of gives like that Insecure vibe, but Insecure was a huge hit. So we really have to, and again, I'm not saying all black women, because there's some black women that I kind of hesitate to mention. Still successful shows, but at the same time, anyways, let me shut up. This is a positive live. But I will say that this really shows that black women are needed in the entertainment industry, not just on the executive side, because the executive side they're needed. So then shows like this can get actually produced more, but also we need black women writers. We need black women directors. We need black women producers, because this is the type of quality that we need. We need to have that balance. And I think the reason why people love this show so much, because we haven't had this balance in a very long time. When was the last time we had a show like this? where it just has different of emotions, but it was just like that really good show that you just can sit there and just watch all day. I would say for a lot of people, the last time they had that feeling was maybe Insecure. You know what I mean? I liked Snowfall. I watched Snowfall from beginning to end, as you guys know. But again, that is a different quality or different type of show. You know what I'm saying? That show definitely brought out, the some of the stereotypes, the violence and things like that. This show truly, I don't know the last time we had a show where you literally can have just a wholesome show that's talking about love, life, and family, and it was this good. This is a gem. I truly feel like if all goes well, we're probably going to get at least 5 seasons out of this show. Now, Netflix has never been the one to keep shows going. Hell, Orange is the New Black was still, and still to this day, is one of their top shows. And they cut that short. People thought Orange is the New Black was going to last way longer. Netflix has a tendency that even when they have a show, even if it's successful, you may get 4 or 5 seasons max, and then they're done. But with this show, it was number one. I still feel like it's in the top 10. I want to say it's in the top 3. And it keeps bouncing back, I think, from number 1 to number 2. I definitely see success with this show. Again, I would like to see, though, where it's going to go now. Because for those who watched it, to me, the way it ended, it almost ended like, damn, like when is the next time they're going to see each other? So I'm wondering if they are going to do like a 4 years later, and then we're coming back to where they are now after 4 years, going to school or whatever the case may be. Or does something happen and the powers that be, Keisha doesn't end up, going off to college? I would like to know what's going to happen, because for those who did watch it to the end, I'm sure you're kind of curious, like, damn, where are they going to go with this if everything goes as planned based on the show? Where are they going to go with this? How are they going to navigate this? So yeah, you guys, but I definitely wanted to have like a short live on it. I'll definitely want your opinions on it though, because again, and you don't have to like it. There's things that people absolutely love that I don't like. As long as you're respectful, I would definitely love to hear your thoughts on if you like the show, if you didn't like the show, why you know what I'm saying, didn't like the show, or if you did. Is Forever, let's see, I'm gonna do a poll before I go. Is Forever a show that will last? Is Forever a show that will last? I'll just do that. Because we all know we have definitely had shows that we absolutely loved, and then next thing you know, they were gone, and you're trying to figure out what the hell happened. Like The Other Black Girl. I actually did a review on The Other Black Girl. I absolutely love that show. And after the first season, they cut it. And I mean, it was so good by the end. I was like, oh, I can't wait to see what the heck they're about to do next season, because she had a plan to pretty much destroy. And then they actually stopped the show, and I was so pissed off. So I'm hoping they don't do that with Forever. I mean, they did get a second season though. So yes, but I'm hoping that even after the second season, they can continue. I just hope that the second season is just as strong, if not stronger. But with Myra's track record with Girlfriends and The Game and Being Mary Jane, she's kind of like no joke. She's gonna make sure she's gonna succeed. So I would definitely say that, she knows what she's doing. And hopefully, I just hope that Netflix or the powers that be don't try to stop it. That's what I hope. And kudos to Netflix for giving us just one of those good, feel good, wholesome type of shows. You know what I mean? Like teenager, coming of age type of shows with people who look like me. I appreciate that, because, Netflix and other places have had their people who have had some negative things to say about representation. I think doing this, they did their thing. They absolutely did their thing. kudos to them for allowing this show and actually renewing this show, because here I am so far away from my teens, but I want to know what's going to happen to them. I want to know. I am curious to know at this point what's going to happen to them. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way in. Double tap the screen or the three dots in the upper right-hand corner. Click on those three dots and hit the like in there, please. Double tap the screen or the three dots and then hit the like in the three dots. But yeah, I didn't think for a million years I would be so invested in these two characters, Keisha and Justin, who are like literally 17 and 18 years old, and I'm invested. You know what I'm saying? Like they could be my kids, but I'm invested in watching this show. That shows you a lot about the quality of the show and how anybody will probably go back down memory lane during their high school years or even college years when it comes to their first love, their first everything. So yeah, I'm curious to know. And where do you guys think it's going to go to? Like, now that we have a second season, what are you predicting? How do you think this show is going to go? Man, I'm excited though. I'm excited now when they're actually going to go back into the writer's room. Thank you, Donnie. Now, look, I just sat down and was invested as soon as this show came on and literally watched it from beginning to end. And then I watched it again. Donnie, I don't remember the last time I did that for a show. Real talk. I do not remember. That's when I said, oh, I'm hooked. I'm hooked. And I love the fact that it's women and men both enjoying the show. Like, this is truly one of those shows that you and, you know what I'm saying, your significant other can sit down and watch it and both enjoy it. That's dope. Which to me, that's the dopeness of us Black women. Because I feel like Mara, being that she's a Black woman, but she's also married to a Black man. I believe she has sons and daughters, if I'm not mistaken. I think she played this out in a way to make sure that both were represented very well. Very, very well. So I appreciated that, because sometimes, as we can see with other writers or whatever the case may be, it can be very one-sided and a lot of stereotypes. You know, but I think as Black women, we take the time to really try to understand both sides. So characters can be written, you know what I'm saying, in very realistic and complex ways. Because I mean, we're all, you know what I'm saying, complex. Like, we're, you know, we all have our own things going on and things like that. So I love the fact that she layered this very, very well. So yeah, you guys, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I did not want to give spoiler alerts. I hope I didn't give any. I don't think I gave any. Patrick, Donnie, if you guys are still listening, did I say anything that was just like too crazy? Because if I did, I'll put in the title afterwards, spoilers. Okay. I appreciate that too, Donnie. You don't have to be Black to watch this. You really don't, because guess what? We all been teenagers and we've all been in love, right? We've all been teenagers. We've all been in love. We've all tried to navigate young love. We've all tried to navigate trying to grow up as teenagers, thinking we know everything, but we scared and we really don't know nothing. We don't, you know, trying to figure out college or things like that. So yeah, I think any race, because all of my followers are not Black, any race would love this show. They will definitely love this show. You know what I'm saying? Because it will take you back. Like, damn. Yes, hit that like button. Thank you, girl dad. Hit that like button. Double tap the screen or the three dots to your right. Thank you so much. Yes, hit the like button for your girl, please. But yes, you guys, absolutely loved Forever. I highly recommend it. While I may have had questions about certain things, those questions did not turn me off about the show. It didn't turn me off about the show. So that's what I appreciate. It did not turn me off about the show at all whatsoever. So with that being said, you guys, thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in, replay gang. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. But yes, I can't wait to the next season, because the next season, Hopefully everybody has catched up, and so by next season I can actually do like legit reviews. It's kind of hard with Netflix because all of the episodes come out all at once, but I wanted to just pretty much highly recommend people to watch it. I don't know how many people have really watched the show. Now, if I get a lot of people who have watched the show and they want me to go like episode by episode, even for this season, please let me know in the comment section. Let me know if you want me to go episode by episode, and I will do that. But because there were still so many people who hadn't watched it, I did not want to give everything, because then people will be like, well, I don't need to watch it. Yes, you do. You need to watch it. Donnie said, I fell in love with Keisha. Oh, you got to love it. First of all, and kudos to these both beautiful actors. Justin and Keisha, when I tell you in real life, they would make a beautiful couple. They did their thing with the casting too. They absolutely did their thing with the casting. But with that being said, you guys, please make sure you like, subscribe, but definitely hit the like button for your girl so I can get in the algorithm so people can know about my channel. And let's continue the conversation. I would like to know what you think about this show. If you haven't watched it, then watch it and then come back and let your girl know what you think about it. Even if you didn't like it, by all means, I would love to hear your thoughts on the show and what you didn't like about it and what you feel was missing from it. But with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video.